I have yet to talk about, and that is Alfred Hitchcock. This dude right here, I need to speak on. Okay? So let's do it right now. He is the master of suspense and one of the most influential directors of all time. You and I can fight on that if you want. Hitchcock was known for his innovative use of visual storytelling, creating suspense, tension, and emotion through his camera techniques. Okay? His editing and sound. In this video, we will explore some of his most famous films and how he uses visionary cinematic language to tell his stories. As you can tell, I'm a little excited about this because I love Alfred Hitchcock that much. Okay? So, let's begin with the obvious. Psycho, right? What the fuck else am I going to talk about first? His most iconic and controversial film, released in 1960. Psycho is a psychological thriller that follows the fate of Marion Crane, a secretary who steals money from her employer and flees to a remote motel where she meets the mysterious Norman Bates, the owner and manager. The film is famous for its shocking twists, its groundbreaking violence, and its unforgettable shower scene, which is considered one of the best examples of Hitchcock's visual storytelling. And it is, okay? The shower scene is composed of 78 camera setups and 52 cuts, lasting only 45 seconds. Can you do that? I don't think so. But creating a powerful impression of horror and violence in that scene. Hitchcock uses close-ups, extreme angles, fast cuts, and sound effects to create a sense of disorientation, vulnerability, and fear. He also breaks the rules of continuity editing, right? By changing the point of view, the spatial orientation, and the temporal order of the shots to create a more subjective and emotional experience for the viewer. The shower scene is a masterpiece of cinematic technique and a testament to Hitchcock's ability to manipulate the audience's emotions. Yeah, he's that kind of dude. I want to mention another film, right? The movie is Rear Window, released in 1954. Rear Window is a mystery thriller that follows the adventures of L.B. Jeffries, a photographer who is confined to his apartment with a broken leg and who becomes obsessed with spying on his neighbors through his rear window. The film is a brilliant example of Hitchcock's use of the camera as a narrative device as he creates a whole world within the confines of a single set. Hitchcock uses the camera to establish the setting, the characters, the relationships, and the conflicts without relying on dialogue or exposition. He also uses the camera to create suspense by showing us what Jeffries sees, but also what he doesn't see, and by making us identify with his curiosity, his frustration, and his danger. The film is a clever exploration of the themes of voyeurism, morality, and identity, and a demonstration of Hitchcock's mastery of visual storytelling once again. Hey, do you need more evidence of his greatness? Because I got something for you. One more film is The Birds, released in 1963. Dude, let's get on that. So, The Birds is a horror film that follows the strange and terrifying events that occur when a small town in California is attacked by a flock of birds. The film is a remarkable example of Hitchcock's use of sound, or rather, the lack of, to create suspense and horror. The film does not have a conventional musical score, but instead uses electronic sounds and bird noises to create the atmosphere and the mood. Hitchcock also uses Silence in contrast to create tension and anticipation by altering between quiet and loud scenes and by using sound effects to suggest the presence and the movement of the birds. The film is a stunning example of Hitchcock's use of sound as a storytelling tool and a proof of his genius and originality. I personally think that The Birds is just a humorous movie. Okay? It just birds everywhere. Okay? It's funny. These are just some of the films that illustrate Hitchcock's visionary cinematic language, but there are many more that I could talk about, such as Vertigo, North by Northwest, Notorious, and The 39 Steps. Hitchcock was a master of suspense and a pioneer of cinema who influenced countless filmmakers and genres. He was a genius of storytelling who knew how to use the camera, the editing, and the sound to create unforgettable stories and emotions. He was, in short, one of the greatest directors of all time. Okay? We will cut it there. However, I want to bring up something else. Okay? He has directed over 50 feature films, spanning from silent films to color thrillers, as he worked with some of the most famous actors and actresses of his era, such as James Stewart, Cary Grant, Grace Kelly, and Ingrid Bergman. He also had a distinctive cameo appearance in most of his films, often as a passerby or background character. So I want to bring to light more on Psycho. Okay. So in Psycho, right, back in the day, it challenged the conventions of the genre and expectations of the audience by killing off the main character halfway through the film and by revealing the true identity and the motive of the killer at the end. The film also dealt with scenes of sexuality, madness, and identity in a way that was daring and provocative for its time. Psycho was a huge success, both critically and commercially, and it's inspired many imitations and sequels. It is widely regarded as one of the greatest films of all time, as it should be. Now, swinging back to the movie Rear Window, right? All right, let's swing it back real quick. So this one, Rear Window, features some of the most memorable performances and characters in Hitchcock's filmography, such as Grace Kelly as Lisa, Jeffrey's glamorous and adventurous girlfriend who helps him solve the mystery, and Thelma Ryder as Stella, Jeffrey's witty and wise nurse who provides comic relief and commentary. The film also has a colorful and diverse cast of supporting characters who represent different aspects of life and society, such as the lonely Miss Torso, the frustrated Miss Lonely Hearts, the newlywed couple, the composer, the salesman, and his wife. The film is a fascinating and entertaining portrait of human nature. Okay? Think on that. Now, let's bring it to the birds. I I just think it's funny, like I said. It's fucking goofy. It it has for the time, it had some of the most impressive and innovative special effects in his career. He used a combination of real and mechanical birds, matte paintings, optical compositing, and animation to create the illusion of the bird attacks. The film also has strong and complex female protagonist, Melanie Daniels, played by Tippi Hedren, who is both a victim and a hero, and who undergoes a dramatic transformation throughout the film. The film also has a mysterious and ambiguous ending, which leaves the audience wondering about the fate of the characters and the cause of the bird attacks. It is worth a watch. Just for the goofiness of the birds, honestly. I would really like to get into his books, but honestly, like, he's had, if you actually want to read some, he actually has 58 short stories chosen by him in this book. Check it out. And also, this right here, the personal biography, which I've had this thing for quite some time. I would be down to read those, but with YouTube, I would probably have to go to another platform to read them. Because YouTube is so picky, you know. But yeah, I'll talk with you guys later. Bye!